Okay, quick confession. I just watched an AI confidently rename my Photoshop file, FIL final 7 really final.psd, and honestly, it felt personal. It is Tuesday, March 31st, 2026, and this is Blue Lightning Daily. I'm Hunter.
And I'm Riley. And yes, this entire episode was assembled by our little robot production line, which means if we suddenly start speaking like a toaster manual, just roll with it.
Today's big story is actually boring in the way creators love. Google Gemini is rolling out an import AI chats feature. You can export your chat history from ChatGPT or Claude, upload it into Gemini, and now your old conversations become a searchable library inside Gemini.
Which is basically move your digital junk drawer, but make it Google.
Exactly, and it's not a live sync, it's a migration lane. Export, upload, browse, search.
Wait, hold up. So it's not like Gemini suddenly remembers your whole life and starts finishing your sentences like a clingy situationship?
Nope, that's the key. Imported chats don't automatically become always-on memory that changes how Gemini behaves in every new conversation. Think of it as a reference vault, searchable, useful, but not magical mind meld.
That's honestly healthier, because the tell me who I am brand therapy angle is a lot. Like, I don't need Gemini reading my 3 a.m. prompt rants and being like, you seem emotionally attached to the phrase, make it pop.
Oh, it would absolutely diagnose you with acute Canva core.
Rude. Accurate, but rude.
So why should creators care? Because your chat history is basically your shadow operating system, the prompt chains that finally nailed your voice, the client constraint you had to repeat 100 times, the campaign iterations and why you picked version B over version A.
It's creative IP. It's also receipts.
Totally. And before this, switching assistants meant either rebuilding everything from scratch or exporting a zip file that just sits in a folder forever like, I'll organize this someday.
The same folder where old Lightroom presets go to die.
Exactly.
Okay, but let me be annoying for a second. If the import is mostly text, what happens to attachments? Like images you uploaded, files, any of that?
That's one of the first reality checks. Text tends to come over cleanly, attachments are way more fragile. If your workflow relied on, here's the PDF, summarize it, that history may not translate perfectly through an archive upload.
Yes. So your best prompts are portable, but your messiest, please read this deck and save my career, moments might not make the trip.
That's a poetic way to put it.
Also, prompts won't behave the same. Like a prompt chain that slaps in ChatGPT might land weird in Gemini.
Yep, different models, different quirks. So the import saves your logic and your scaffolding, but you still need a translation pass if you want it to perform.
Translation pass? Like, what are we telling people to actually do? Because creators hear translation and think extra work, and then they simply do not.
Fair. The realistic move is, don't try to port your entire history and expect perfection. Instead, find your golden threads, the ones you reuse. Import those, then rewrite them into a clean master prompt that's model agnostic.
Wait, so you're saying treat imported chats like a museum, not like your kitchen?
Exactly. Museum for reference, kitchen for the active recipe.
Okay, I'm into it. Also, the sleeper feature here is search. Because most chat apps are like, sure, scroll for 30 minutes until your thumb falls off.
Search turns digital archaeology into usable library. Like you can actually find that one perfect tagline brainstorm you did months ago without opening 15 tabs and questioning your life choices.
Let's zoom out, though. This is part of a bigger vibe this week. Tools competing on workflow, not just wow.
100%. Like we talked about with CapCut pulling Cadence 2.0 text-to-video directly into the timeline. That's the same strategy. Reduce tool hopping, reduce the switching tax, ship faster.
Yes. It's not, look, we invented cinema. It's, look, you can make 5 variants without leaving the editor.
Right. And Gemini's move is similar. Look, you can switch assistants without losing your brain crumbs.
Okay, but privacy. We have to talk about privacy, because importing chats is literally you handing over a neatly zipped folder of your thoughts.
Yep. The least creepy way to use this is import what you need and be intentional. Don't dump your entire emotional diary into a tool you're not sure you'll stick with.
And maybe don't import your here's my client's unreleased product strategy chats unless you've cleared it. I'm sorry, but agencies listening right now, you know exactly what I mean.
Yeah, this is where Create Together has a legal department hiding behind it. For teams, you want a policy, what can be stored, what can be imported, and what should be summarized and redacted.
Also, I love that the flow is old school export then upload. Consent is explicit. It's not like Gemini is secretly siphoning your ChatGPT soul through a tube.
Right. It's less spooky plumbing, more you carried your own boxes.
Speaking of boxes, who owns the creative IP in those chats?
You mean, who owns my masterpiece prompt titled, Make It Sound More Human, Please?
Yes. The Mona Lisa of desperation.
Yeah. Pragmatically, you should treat those chats like your own working docs, but always check your vendor terms and your client agreements. And if you're a team, don't let your entire process live only in chat logs.
Because one day an intern finds it, sees the prompt where you asked for a TikTok hook that feels like a breakup text, and quits.
That intern is stronger than me.
Funniest unintended consequence of chat portability, though? We are absolutely about to see a black market for legendary prompt chains.
Oh, 100%. Vintage 2024 system prompt, barely used, guaranteed to write spicy subject lines.
No low balls, I know what I have.
And it'll be sold like guitar pedals. This one adds warmth and analog grit to your brand voice.
Meanwhile, it's just be concise and stop apologizing.
So who benefits first from Gemini imports? Agencies and brand teams for sure. If you're already deep in Google Workspace, centralizing reference inside Gemini is a big deal.
And series creators. If you have a recurring format, your consistency lives in a couple threads. Importing those is like moving your entire production playbook.
Plus onboarding. Messy chat logs are still documentation, sometimes better than the perfect SOP nobody reads.
Facts. Chat logs are like, here's how we actually work when the deadline is screaming.
Final reality check though, importing chaos doesn't organize it, it just relocates it.
Yes. If your ChatGPT history is unhinged, Gemini will simply host your unhinged history in a new venue.
A beautiful new venue with search, but still.
Like moving apartments and thinking you'll become a minimalist. Babe, your stuff followed you.
Bottom line, Gemini's chat import is not a Gemini became magic overnight moment. It's a workflow move. It lowers switching friction and makes your AI work more portable.
Boring feature, massive impact. The exact kind of update that actually changes what tools teams commit to.
All right, that's it for today. Thanks for hanging with us on Blue Lightning Daily.
Subscribe so you don't miss the next episode where our robot pipeline inevitably mislabels Hunter as graphic dad.
Hey, accurate. For more AI news and updates for creators, go to bluelightningtv.com.
And if you're importing your chat history today, maybe skim it first, for your own safety. Catch you later.